Okay, boys and girls, y'all ready for another pop-up video? So since the last video I did, I taught you how to draw a bubble letter I thought we would just go ahead and do the whole alphabet. So I'm going to go in order. I'm going to start at A and go all the way to Z. So if you want to learn how to do a specific letter, just fast forward or rewind and you can pause at any time. Here we go. So I'm going to start with A. Okay, to make a cap, and we're going to do capitals on every letter. So to make a capital, we're going to start at the top and we're going to do a slant line down this way. Oops, sorry, made a little bubble. And then a slant line down this way. Then we're going to go in the middle and we're going to do a straight line, but we're not going to have it touch either side. It's going to be kind of a floating line. So we're going to start that line and do a slant line down to this one and a slant line down to that one. And then we're going to make those two touch at the bottoms. Then we've got to give it its little hole up here at the top. We're going to do a little triangle here in the middle. And you have your capital A. Okay, so our next letter is a B. We're going to come to the side and we're going to straight line all the way down like that. Leave a little space at the top and the bottom. You don't need to go all the way to the top or the bottom. Then we're going to start at the top and we're going to do a big curve and come in, but I'm not going to touch. I'm going to leave some space here. And then I'm going to do another big curve, and now I'm going to touch this bottom of this line right here. Then in the middle of both of those humps, you'll make a capital D like that. Now you have a B. All right, now we're going to C. C is pretty easy. You're going to start and you're going to make a really big C like that. Then you're going to do a littler C inside of it. And then you're just going to make the ends come together like that. All right, now we're going to do D. And come all the way to the side, do a straight line down like we did for B. Instead of doing two humps this time, you're going to start at the top and you're going to do a big curve all the way down to the bottom. And then you're just going to do the same thing in the middle. So you're basically just making a big D and a little d. Good job. Now in E, you're going to do a straight line down the side like we did before. Then we're going to make a straight line at the top and a straight line at the bottom. This is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to come right in the middle and we're going to do two little straight lines like this. Okay? Now we're going to come right under this top straight line and we're going to start where we did here and we're going to go all the way out like that. And we're going to do the same thing at the bottom. Come right here and go all the way out like that. Now we've got to make them all connect. So this is the tricky part. We're going to start at the top, make these two lines touch. Then we're going to come in and make these two lines touch. Then we're going to make these two lines touch, these two lines touch, and these two lines touch. Good job. All right, now an F. Straight line down the side. We're going to come to the top, do a straight line down the top. Okay, now we're going to do a little different this time. We're going to start at this straight line at the top and we're just going to come down a tiny bit. Then we're going to come in, but we're not going to go all the way in. We want to leave some space here. Then we're going to make a little straight line down. Then a little straight line back out. Little straight line down. Little straight line back in. And then a long straight line down to the bottom and make these touch. Good job. All right, now G is a little tricky. Actually, for G, what we're going to do is we're going to make a big C. Then we're going to make a little C inside of it. We're going to make the ends touch each other like we did with the capital C. Now, to turn it into a G, what we're going to do is we're going to do a straight line out and a straight line down. Then we're going to go right above it. We're going to do the same thing, a straight line out, straight line down, and then we're going to make them touch like that. Now for H, we're going to do a straight line on this side, a straight line on this side. Now we're going to come in the middle of our H and we're going to do two straight lines in the middle like this, but they're going to be floating. They're not touching the side lines. Okay? Now on the top straight line, we're going to do two lines that go up. And on the bottom straight line, we're going to do two lines that go down. And then we just have to make our ends of our H touch each other like that. Okay, our next letter is I. So for I, We're gonna start by coming to the top. We're gonna do 2 straight lines, one at the top and one at the bottom. Then we're gonna come in the middle and we're gonna do 2 long straight lines that are floating, but don't touch anything, okay? Then on this one, on this side, we're gonna come out. And on the bottom, we're gonna come out too. This one on this side, we're gonna come out this way. And on the bottom, we're gonna come out. And then we're gonna give it our lines to connect it. Now a J, capital J. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start over here on this side and you're gonna make a big J that hooks. And then you're gonna come over a little bit, make a little J inside of it. And you're gonna connect it down here at the bottom, but don't connect it up here at the top because we've gotta give it its hat. So on each side of these lines, we're gonna come out just a little bit, and then we're gonna make a line straight across the top of it, and then connect on the sides like that. Now for a K. K is a little bit trickier. You're gonna have it lined down the side. Then we're gonna come over where this line is at the top. We're gonna come over just a little bit and we're gonna go down about halfway. And we're gonna do the same thing down here. We're gonna come where this line is and we're gonna go up about halfway, but don't make them touch each other. Leave a space right here in the middle, okay? Now on this top one, you're gonna do a diagonal line up to that corner. And on this bottom one, you're gonna do a diagonal line down to that corner, okay? Now, where this diagonal line touched the corner, you're gonna come down just a little bit and you're gonna make a diagonal line that goes down, that doesn't touch anything, and then comes down this way. Then you're just gonna make your ends connect. Now an L. So an L is just a big L, and then you're gonna make a little L, and then connect them. Okay, now an M. M is hard, but we can do it. So an M, you're gonna do a straight line on this side, a straight line on this side. Then the top of this straight line, you're gonna do a diagonal line down to the middle, and then a diagonal line up to this one. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom. We're gonna make a small one of these. So we're gonna do a straight line up, but we're not gonna touch anything. Straight line up, don't touch anything. And then a V line down. Now you're gonna connect your 2 bottoms. Good job. Now an N. So an N, straight line on this side, straight line on this side. Now, you're gonna start up here in the left top and you're gonna do a diagonal line down, but don't let it touch. And then when you get about a finger space away from this line on this side, you're gonna go straight back up and you are going to connect those 2 up there at the top, okay? Now, you're gonna start right here at the bottom by this first line you made on the left side and you're gonna go up, but don't touch anything. And then you're gonna do a diagonal line all the way down and make it touch that line down there. Then you have to connect the bottom right here. Now O is just a big O and a little O inside. Okay, now a P. Straight line down the side. Then you're gonna start up here at the top and you're gonna do a big curve about halfway down, but don't let it touch, leave some space here. And then do a straight line down, connect them. Inside the P, you're just gonna do a capital D. Okay, Q is tricky. Watch me do Q. So what I'm gonna do for Q is I'm gonna start, let's see. I'm gonna start down here and I'm gonna do 2 diagonal lines right next to each other. Then I'm gonna make them connect on the ends like a little line. Now, all I'm gonna do is start in the middle of this diagonal line. I'm gonna do a big circle and then I'm gonna come back to this side and make it look like I jumped over that diagonal line. And then I'm gonna do the same thing again, like that. So it's like an O with a little stick through it right here. Now R, straight line down the side. Now you're gonna start at the top like you did a P and you're gonna make a big curve to the middle, but don't touch anything, leave a space here. Then where you stop that, you're gonna do a diagonal line down to the bottom corner, okay? Now, right next to this line, you're gonna do a straight line up, but you're gonna stop before you get to this space, and then you're gonna diagonal line down and connect them. Then to make your hole in the R, you're just gonna do a capital D. Okay, so S, so you're gonna start at the top, you're gonna do a snake S line, but when you come down to do your bottom one, do it a little smaller than the top. You see how I did the top big and the bottom small? That's because we're gonna start right under this top one. We're gonna do another one, and this time the top's gonna be small and the bottom is gonna be big like that. So I just made 2 S's. One that has a big top and a small bottom, one that has a small top and a big bottom. And then we connected the ends. Okay, a T. T is a straight line at the top. Then I'm gonna come down from the straight line. I'm gonna make 2 long straight lines down here that are kind of floating. They're not touching anything. Now at the top of this one, I'm gonna go this way. And at the top of this one, I'm gonna go this way. And then I'm gonna connect the ends and the bottom. Now a U. A U is a big U and then a little U inside with the ends connected. Pretty easy. A V. A V is the same thing. A big V and a little V inside with the ends connected. Now a W. So a W, we're going to start up here at the corner. We're going to go down. Then we're going to come up like we're making a capital A and go back down, then up again. So I made a big W. And then you're going to come up from this line. You're going to do the same thing, but don't let it touch. So a little W with a big W underneath it. Then make your ends touch. Okay, so X. X is a little bit tricky. We're going to start at the top. We're going to do a small V at the top. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to do like a capital A, but without the middle line at the bottom. Then we're going to come over here to the side. I'm going to do a diagonal line in and stop, the diagonal line out and stop. Same thing over here. Diagonal line in, diagonal line out. And then I'm going to make my ends touch. Okay, Y. So for Y, I'm going to make a V up here at the top. And then I'm going to do a diagonal line down. And I'm going to come up here and do another diagonal line down. But I don't want them to touch. Okay? Now on the bottom of this diagonal line, I'm going to come straight down. And the bottom of this diagonal line, I'm going to come straight down. And then I'm going to make all my ends touch. Now a Z. I was trying to think of how to make a Z. A Z is a little bit hard. So to make a Z, I'm going to do a straight line across, slant line down, straight line across. Kind of like a regular Z, okay? Now here we go. This is a little bit tricky. So now I'm going to make another Z. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to go across, slant down, and I'm not touching any lines as I go, and come across like that. So I've made 2 Z's, kind of like our S. We made one with a big top and a little bottom. We made one with a little top and a big bottom, and then we just make our ends touch. And now you have made the whole alphabet. I hope you had a lot of, what do you think I'm going to say? Ready? Here we go. Fun. Good job, boys and girls.